Welcome back, folks, to Fishing Planet. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's guide is going to be on our bottom and feeder rods. Okay, so these are the ones that you should be saving up for and maybe staying at for a while to save you money instead of buying the upgrade every time you see something new that will help you. This is going to be for your bottom style rods. All right, so also with this, guys, all these setups will be based off of having one down on your drag. Currently, that is what you want to do in the game to not wear out your reels real quickly uh, or your gear unnecessarily. So all of them, as you can see in the bottom right corner, we're going to have it down to here where there is one missing off of each one of these setups. All right, turn down one. So let's get started, guys. The first pole that your bottom rod or feeder rod that you're going to be looking at or looking for in the game is going to be your Creek Pro. Now, obviously, you're going to have a few before you get to this point that you're going to use, but this is the setup that you're going to save and you're going to use, and I still use this to this day. All of these poles that I show you, I will actually. I have multiple versions of them, so if I want, I can put four of them on and throw them on a rod stand. All right, and I would down the road recommend that. Right away, you just want to make sure you get maybe one of each when you run into them, and if you need more, then go ahead off of that. So our first one is going to be the Creek Pro 910. This setup actually unlocks relatively early, and you actually use this for a while when you're a new player. If you could get this set up fully, it'd be between 12 and 14. There is a titanium leader that you can use before this, but for the most part, this setup you get all by level 12. And I know for some people, 12 sounds pretty late. That is not very late. In fact, my kids, having just started the game, are at Mudwater at level 20. So if you're doing your fish species and taking your time and completing the lakes as you go, this will be no problem for you to get to 12. Now, that being said, you use this pole for a while. And the reason for that is really the next good balanced setup that you'll really like a lot is the Big Ali. And this complete setup unlocks at 32. And another thing you're going to notice about a lot of these setups and these videos that are coming up, a lot of them use the similar reels, right? So we use this on our Thora poll that we had in our last video. I believe we had the Thora in there, yeah. And again, you're going to see a common theme. We build setups based around balance and what we have. So to save money, some of these reels you'll have already in your thing, so you won't need to buy them. All right, and Big Ali, this is one of the most used poles I have that has bait on it. Probably right there. It's probably the most used bait pole that I use in the entire game. These Big Ollies are super handy. They cast well. And this is the setup here, and you can get this by at 32. Now that is a little bit later, but that Creek Pro will take you pretty far. If you have a couple of them, you'll you'll use them all the way to your Big Ollies. And the reason there's less of these bottom rod setups that I'm showing you is because the gap isn't as big, right? You don't have the lure weight like you do on spin rods, so you don't need to have as many of them. These will all get you through the game outside of the ocean, obviously. And for our next set is the cat boxers. Again, you're going to notice we're using the similar reel that we did on the Zeus, right? So this setup, really handy. And this one, once you get this one, you will love this setup because it pulls fish in quick, and it's level 50. So this is definitely one of them ones you'll use for a long time. It's not one I recognized early on when I was playing, and I should have, but definitely it was a good one. And then for the fourth slot, guys, this is kind of your end game bottom rod. Between once you get the Big Ali, the cat boxers, and the Macanzis, you should have multiples of each, right? Because you have a rod stand, you can have them in the water at all times. And at level 76, you can get this set up. And this is like your end game setup that you want to save for. And I know there's some other setups that can work, but this is for beginner players to kind of have a list of what they want to get as they level up so they're not wasting all their money on each pull that they unlock to. Something I did very early on. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. Tell me what your favorite bottom rod is, and I will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.